Listening to The Sports Nuts.
All right, and good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Saturday Sports Show. My name is Ralph Williams. I am the host of the Saturday Sports Show. Yeah, what do you want to talk about? And let me talk to you. We have a lot to talk about today. The college national championship, and also coaching searches all across the NFL, and also the playoff game or the championship games coming up this Sunday, Championship Sunday, and we're going to go around the horn and see what's going on in other parts of the NFL, including Leo Haggerty, who is here from Amped Up Sports, and we're going to talk. He's going to tell us what's going on in Tampa. Brian Pettit's going to tell us some stuff about Clemson with Dabo Sweeney, and I have some news about the Steeler coaching search, which we'll talk about as well. PENSMAN Sports will be joining us later on here on the Saturday Sports Show. We are live on the Sports Nuts Network, and we're also live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, not Twitch, the Twitter X platforms, including my platform, Ralph Williams RW Media, and the Sports Nuts platform, also PENSMAN Sports and the Tiger Stripes Media as well. And also this show will be uploaded onto Amped Up Sports coming up later on. All right, let's see what we got here today. All right. This is Steve from the South Side. All right. Yeah, curious about the Steeler coaching search. We're going to get into that later on. Thank you, Steve, from the South Side of Pittsburgh. All right, let's get started here with our introductions. We'll start with you, Leo Haggerty. Welcome, Leo. Welcome back to the show, Leo. It's great to have you.
Yeah, well, Happy New Year to everybody. It's nice to be back on with you, Ralph.
All right, thank you. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you. What's going on with Amped Up Sports and whatnot? Go ahead.
Well, we got the Stadium Series coming down in the February 1, where they're going to try to play hockey outdoors, which is going to be a real touch-and-go experience. But if you go to Amped Up Sports on YouTube, Instagram, you'll find us there. I do a daily post, and today I'm going to talk about probably what I talk about in this show. It's already ready to go. How the college football playoff got it wrong again going into 2026.
All right. Somebody asked about the Ravens. Yes, we'll talk about them. They have a new coach. In fact, I'm working on getting Mike Sisak on from Amped Up Sports. Once again, he'll be on Tuesday with me to talk about the Ravens and their head coaching job. He also covers the Steelers. We'll talk about that as well. And I'm working for Tuesday Sports Corner Show. I'm working on getting somebody from the Cleveland Browns to come on, talk about their coaching situation. And three teams in the AFC North that needed a new coach. The Ravens got theirs. Cleveland's still looking. That's a dumpster fire. and we'll see what the Steelers are up to. I have some information for everybody about this coaching search. Brian Pettit, Tiger Stripes Media and the Sports Nuts Network. Go ahead, Brian. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Just waiting on this little weather to pass through the upstate of South Carolina. It's just going to be a nasty little. It's going to be nasty, but all in well, we're just on. I mean, on pins and needles because I'll have to call into work or they'll have to call me, but that'll be later, probably for tomorrow or something. So I'll have to stay tuned to my, my phone and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, all right, let's get started with the show here. The championship game this week, Indiana versus Miami. We'll start with you, Leo. Go ahead. Your thoughts on this game?
Well, two things. One, obviously holding and pass interference was off the table for the game, and I'm not saying that as a negative. The referees let them play, which was great because they let them play on both sides of the ball. So that was important. And all of a sudden, the college football playoff is looking at a big problem. That's 2 years in a row, no SEC team in the finals. That is huge. And probably the reason that's happening is because of NIL. Why do I say that? Because the SEC, what they were doing illegally, now everybody's doing legally with the portal and the NIL.
All right. Go ahead, Brian. Your thoughts on this game?
My thought on it was like Leo said, they did play, let them play, but there was sometimes where Mendoza was hit actually in the face. They could have called 4 or 3 or a couple of fouls, on the defense on that because they were some late hits on that one, big time. I mean,
what, Brian? Let me jump in on that.
Okay.
If he's running an RPO, it's not a late hit.
Yeah.
Because he's coming off and may have the football. The one that he got hit in the mouth, excuse me, that may have been
that's the one I was talking about.
Missed call. But the rest of them, that's good hits. Because you know what you teach? When they're coming down and they're faking coming off the RPO, he hit the quarterback right in the chest.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So, but they let him play, and I thought it was kind of actually fun at the beginning because there might have been defensive pass interference, but hey, they let him play. That's what you kind of want, and they actually set a good viewing for the whole entire game. I mean, the whole entire thing.
Yeah, I agree. And the nicest thing that we're seeing, and I thought Miami would win the game because everybody talks about how Indiana plays bully football. Well, guess what? You're trying to play bully football with the team that invented it in Miami. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
If people get that film and watch it, just watch what was going on in the trenches. Man, that was hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't expect this to be such a dogfight. I actually did think Indiana was going to bully Miami, but you're right, Leo. Miami has been a tough football team forever, and what has happened is that it was a good game in the trenches. This game, to me, guys, had to been the most what they call entertaining game and a watchful game. All right. Remember a few years back that game with TCU when they blew TCU out? I forget who. Alabama, I think it was.
Georgia.
Yeah, blew out TCU. And, that was not fun to watch. This game was actually nail-biting. It was fun to watch. It was a dogfight. It was in the trenches, like Leo said. I actually enjoyed it for once, this championship.
You know what, Ralph, though? The two of us are going to disagree with that because the Clemson-Alabama game here in Tampa, when Clemson scores on the last play of the game, that
was a good one, yeah. I will say that.
Yeah, for guys who have ties to the Tigers, that was a great one.
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. We got Jeffrey here, who says stay with Brian and think of taking care of our all right, there we go. There you are. Yeah, thank you, Brian. He said for taking care of the roads. There you go.
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay, let's get into the elephant in the room, and that's the coaching search that's going on. Leo, we'll start with you. I want to congratulate Tampa. You guys got a really good special teams coach in Danny Smith, former special teams coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, was with Mike Tomlin for a long time. And I want to congratulate you for picking him up. He's a good special teams coach. Your special team should improve under him.
Oh God, yes. He's one of the premier special team coaches in the country. And the fact that it was a coup to get him down here for sure. And Tuesday we're going to get to talk to the new offensive coordinator. Cam Robinson who was out in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Zach Robinson,
he
right?
Went to Atlanta, and now he's.
Yeah, Atlanta. Actually, Leo's happy that you guys took Zach Robinson. They didn't like him there for some strange reason. I don't know what's going on with that, but
it's a problem when your quarterback doesn't fit your scheme, and that's where offensive coordinators, and Philadelphia is a perfect example. You've got to fit the scheme to the quarterback, or you got to draft the quarterback that fits the scheme.
Yeah,
and you got to figure it out right away. And last year, the Eagles figured it out. Moore figured out that, we got to run the football.
Yeah.
And we're going to throw it as an option, not as a primary. Well, this year, teams finally figured out Saquon Barkley, shut him down and make the quarterback beat you. And their scheme wasn't set up for that. So now, Philadelphia's got an offensive coordinator they're looking for. So it's just going to. I've never seen this many coaching openings, Ralph, in a really long time.
Oh, you know what? My wife said that, Leo. She says, you know what? I've never seen this before. How many of these coaching? I was surprised when Buffalo fired Sean McDermott. I was really surprised at that. I never saw that coming. And then,
well, you know what? I got some inside scoop on that. Sal Capaccio.
Right.
Who Sal.
I know Sal.
Reporter for the Bills during the game. And I said, Sal, did you see this coming? He said there was a lot of consternation between the general manager Bean and McDermott. And the biggest problem was the media was interpreting the problem as not being coaching, but roster. And that didn't sit real well. And, guys, while we're on this subject, we have got to talk about that interception that they called. And the biggest problem I see is that you were trying to meld two rules together at the same time. And they got it wrong. Because the first rule and the one that should have taken precedent is, did the receiver have control of the ball when he hit the ground? The answer is yes. And you could see the people in the booth when they started talking and they said, okay, this is an interception. They're thinking, oh, God, how am I going to defend this? Well, they come out and said, well, he didn't have firm control. And Ken Podolak, the guy who's been one of our original guys with Amped Up back with Night Sports Production, he texted me right away. He said, there's no adjective in front of control. Either you have it or you don't.
Yeah.
He had it. That kills the play. The problem was now the second rule comes in, the Calvin Johnson rule. Did he control it through the catch? If he didn't, which they're saying, then the pass is incomplete because the play was dead. They combined two rules and came up with a misinterpretation when they said, well, he didn't control it, which he did, and then it's an interception because he's ending up with the ball. Well, that ball's dead as soon as that guy hits the ground. The worst thing was in the Bears-Rams game, the exact same thing happens, and they called it down by contact.
All right. Brian Pettit has some news. Dabu Sweeney had a press conference or something this week and said a few things. And anything you want to add, Brian? Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to add this. The one he wanted to know is there was tampering up at Clemson with the linebacker that signed with Ole Miss, and he was actually in class. So he went on a rant yesterday and called out the NCAA, and then he gave his perspective on what everybody should do. And Leo and Ralph, I want to get your opinion on this.
Go ahead.
if it's like Dabo said, and he wants to move the portal to the beginning from March all the way into April. That way these kids can actually get a full ride, not a full ride, but to go through the whole entire semester of school, and then have your normal December or whatever else. But he said leave it open from March until April so the kids can actually, the coaches can get fired whenever they want to, but these kids can actually sit back and say, hey, do I really want to go in this one? Do I really want to go? I mean, I just want to give your thoughts of what he said on that one yesterday of moving the portal opening from March until April or something like that,
Oh God, they got to do something.
Yeah, they do.
And again, I'm gonna go back to firsthand knowledge on this. 2 years ago, Luke Fickell from Wisconsin and Brian Kelly from LSU had to postpone their press conference at the ReliaQuest Bowl because they had to go talk some of their players out of the portal. The NCAA, you would think that they couldn't do anything dumber, but they did. They moved it up to December.
Yeah.
I agree totally with Dabo. Here's what needs to happen. They cannot let anybody get into the portal until after the last game is played. So you shouldn't allow the portal to even open until at least February. I have no problem with March and April. But again, Oregon had to sit 10 players against Indiana. Not that it would matter, but they had 10 guys in the portal. Now, here's another thing people don't realize. There are still 1,200 players in the portal right now, and it's closed. Now, they stay in the portal. Here's 1,200 players that may not play anywhere next year because they may be in basically NCAA hell. Because if the school they were at, and let's use Clemson as an example. If a Clemson player gets in the portal and then nobody takes him, Dabo may not want him back. And I agree with him.
Exactly. Right.
But once you're in that portal, now, when it closes, all that means is no one can enter. If you're in there, you're already in there. This is just a real mess with the NCAA. Here's a simple fix. A simple fix.
Hey, Leo. Yeah. Actually, he was actually in class at Clemson, and the coach from Ole Miss texted him and said, hey, what's your buyout? And they got it all on record.
The sad thing is the NCAA won't do anything.
No, they won't.
And again, for our Hispanic-speaking audience, don't know exactly what I'm talking about. NCAA has no cojones. Period.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
You'll just have to go look at it, Leo, today. You'll just have to go read about on the Tiger Net or whatever. You'll probably see it sometime pop up because it's the hottest thing right now. So,
it is.
It's the Wild West. And, we think football is bad. How about NCAA basketball? We're going to let these guys that played the pros.
Oh, yeah, with that point shaving stuff. Yes, exactly.
It's a mess.
It's a huge mess in the NCAA. You are correct, Leo. They have no, what you said, cojones. And I got to tell you this much. I've been preaching about structure for months and years now with this NIL and this transfer portal. They need some kind of structure. They need to cap the NIL. Each team can only spend, or each university can only spend $2 million or something. They need to work it around spring practices. They need to work it around training camp. They need to quit. This is, like you said, Leo, the Wild West. That's all it is. It's just nothing but the Wild West.
And you know what, Ralph? Here's the biggest problem. You have unlimited movement. And the players that come back and say, well, the coaches can move. Yeah, fine. That's great. But understand this. The NCAA just needs to come and set a rule and say, okay, you get one free move. You don't like where you are. You want to go, fine. You get a second one if your coach leaves. Okay, great. But if you move a third time, you got to sit a year. Let's go back to the old transfer rule. 1 year from the time. And guys, let's be honest. These guys that are moving 3, 4, 5 times, you think they're actually going to class? There's no way these credits are transferring. So let's stop with the facade of the term student athlete. It's just not happening anymore.
No, not at all. Exactly correct. And PENSMAN here has commented here. He'll be on. He might be on later on. He's got some other things going on right now. And I just sent this out to JD because he says he thinks PENSMAN's no longer part of the show. PENSMAN is. He's just not with us today. So just to let everyone know that, those of you looking for PENSMAN, I want to congratulate PENSMAN. He had a great interview yesterday with the Pittsburgh Penguins play-by-play announcer, Tom Barnes. And I thought it was a very good interview. It was a great thing to have the Penguins on the map. The Penguins are doing pretty good this year. They're not doing too bad. At the beginning, it looked bad, but now they're doing okay. All right, let's get into the NFL coaching stuff here, and then we're going to get into the championship games, and we're going to pick our scores and everything else. Leo, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on this coaching search and what's going on here? This has been somewhat of a roller coaster kind of ride here. Nobody wants to coach in Cleveland, and I don't blame them. Buffalo getting rid of their coach. Phillip Rivers going there. Steelers still looking for a coach. Miami hires Jeff Hafley. Your thoughts? Go ahead, Leo.
Well, let's start with the Steelers.
Right.
Let's go back to what we know. The Steelers have had 3 head coaches since a lot of people have been alive. Chuck Noll, Bill Coward, Mike Tomlin. What's the common denominator with all that? These were guys that were not head coaches anywhere.
No, they weren't. No.
They're going to take somebody. I expect them to take a coordinator. I expect them to take someone without head coaching experience just so they can mold that. Now, the one outlier on this is Mike McCarthy. I mean, you're talking about a homegrown guy from the Pittsburgh area who probably salivates with the thought of coaching the Steelers.
Yes. Yeah, his parents still live in Pittsburgh. His parents still live in the city. So
that may be a guy they take just as a bridge to get to the next guy. Okay, Mike, you're going to come in, 5, 6, 7 years, but bring in your replacement and train him. That may be something Pittsburgh. Cleveland, no one wants to go there. Buffalo people are scared to death right now because they have no idea what ownership wants. And you know what, guys? Here's what I'm going to talk about with coaches. If an owner doesn't have a Super Bowl, your coach is always in jeopardy. If an owner doesn't have a home playoff game, your coach is always in jeopardy. Why is that?
Right.
Because as long as you get a home playoff game, you are putting in the owner's pocket a minimum of either just south or north of $100 million from that game alone, because revenue is not shared in playoff games. Okay?
Right.
You've got that there. Now, here's the second thing, and I'm going to use Terry Pagula as an example. When the owners have a meeting, think of it like Thanksgiving. There's the adult table and there's the kids table. At the adult table are all these owners that have Super Bowl rings on their finger. Jerry Jones, the Rooneys, the Maras, Jeffrey Lurie. And at the kiddies table are the guys that don't. Pagula, Cleveland Browns, Detroit Lions.
Yeah, Jimmy Hassel is the owner of the Cleveland Browns. Yeah.
And you know what? All they got is just give me one so I can go sit up at that table with these other guys.
That's
what looked in Buffalo. They weren't satisfied with being good. They needed a ring. And that's what and that press conference, 2 things. The fact that the communications people allowed Josh Allen to come out in his condition and talk to the press. Now, if he said, I'm going to go out and face the music, okay, fine. But the second thing, that press conference with Pagula and Bean, that was an abomination.
Yeah.
I mean, just, what you mean because of what happened in the Denver game, you fired the head coach? He didn't throw any interceptions.
No, he did not. No.
It just made no sense. But again, I think this thing's not going to be settled, guys, until after the Super Bowl, because there's going to be some guys on whatever two teams are left that people are still going to want to talk to.
Yeah, well, they better move fast, Leo, because I'm telling you right now, if they don't move fast, Senior Bowl's coming up, and they need to get these guys in here, as head coaches. And a lot of these teams are going to be looking at players at the Senior Bowl and the Combine and all that other stuff. So they better get moving and moving fast.
Ralph, I'd agree with you if their scouting staff wasn't intact. That's still there.
Yeah.
And that's the guys that are going to be down there doing all the legwork.
So, hey, Ralph. Leo,
Yeah.
I got a thing on the Browns. I got a reason why I don't want to be like, if I was picked to be actually for a Browns coach, is because you still got Deshaun Watson for 2 more years under contract.
Oh.
And you talk about like going in there.
Wow.
And what you're going to see is if you got hired in 2 years or 3 years, you could be out because you don't have a quarterback to stand behind.
Exactly.
And they've had so many turnovers, you don't know where they're going.
Yeah, well, this week, I don't know if those of you know, Joe Flacco made a comment that he wants to play for the Steelers. So, and he said, I'm always open to the Steelers bringing me in. And, that might not be a bad idea until we can get a franchise quarterback in here. This will be the 3rd year in a row or 4th year that we've gone with experimental quarterbacks. We had Pickett, Trubisky. We had Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. And then this year we had Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph. So it just continues to fold for the Steelers. They have to get a franchise quarterback. Yeah, so we're going to find out what's going on with the coaching situation. I have a few little tidbits here. And Leo, Smoke and Jim Frazier echoed the same words that you just said. They need to bring in, and I think that might be their plan B. They're going to bring in McCarthy as a bridge coach, and then work somebody into the system and let them come up through the system. That's a good idea. I like that idea. I like Mike McCarthy. I like Brian Flores. Those of you out there who are panicking, Brian Flores has a something in his contract that says that if he decides to be a head coach, the Minnesota Vikings will void his contract. So even though he's re-signed with the Vikings, he still has that clause in his contract that states that he can go and become a head coach. Okay, so there's no holding him back or anything else. I want the Steelers to get either Flores, Mike McCarthy in here, and let him be a bridge coach. I hear Chris Shula is one of the candidates. They're looking at that pass game coordinator kid for the Rams, whose name I can never pronounce, and they're also. I think they want to talk to Clint Kubiak, but they're going to have to wait until Seattle gets done. I don't even think it'll go that far. If the Rams lose on Sunday, I think Monday morning the Steelers will have their coach. We're going to find out. There are some things going on right now with the Steelers head coaching job that's interesting. Do they do the same method that they've been doing with Tomlin? See, Tomlin got this job because of Tony Dungy. Bill Cowher got his job because of Schottenheimer. Noel got his job because of Shula. Those 3 guys all got their jobs because they coached under some good coaches. They coached under some guys. And also Tomlin got a word in by John Gruden. He coached under Gruden. So, I mean, like Leo said, the Steelers have had 3 coaches that have worked under some great guys over the years as coordinators, worked under some great coaches and came from a tree. And
Ralph, right now, that tree that is putting forth the most branches is Sean McVay.
Yeah. Right now, yes. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
That's going to be interesting to see. The funny thing is everybody's talking about you got to get an offensive coach as your head coach. Got to get an offensive coach as your head coach. Well, guess what? Seattle and New England, those guys are defensive guys. You got to get more than your head coach. You got to get your coordinators right.
You got to get the right ones. Yeah, I've said that. So if Chris Shula gets this job, he either needs to go get a good coordinator. He needs to get 2 good coordinators like Bill Cowher did when he started. He went out and he got Ron Earhart and he got Dom Capers and then he got Dick LeBeau and then he went out. He got some good people to come in.
Bruce Arians was there too, right?
Bruce Arians was there. Yes, absolutely. So those are the things that that make you a good head coach if you're a rookie coach like a Chris Shula or someone like this or whatever. Brian, your thoughts on this coaching thing? Go ahead.
I think it's all crazy the way that this carousel has been,
Oh,
because you got coaches you don't even know. I mean, half the teams you don't even know where they're going, because it's like Leo said, you got to have your staff in there. You got to have all the. I mean, because we're only what, a couple weeks away from just the combine. You know,
yeah, exactly.
And if, like, let's say if I'm a new coach and getting in there, I might not have time to go and say, hey, I want this guy, because they're coming from a different team. You might wanted a quarterback, but now you could see, I need to have an offensive line here where I'm not new at, you know? It's just crazy how this carousel has worked this way in, you know. And I know that they can't talk to coaches until after the season, but still, you got a lot of these coaches that really don't know what they're going to do, you know?
Oh,
And you
yeah,
know what,
absolutely.
Also,
here's the amazing thing. When's the last time you've seen a head coach fired after first winning a playoff game? That's almost like, the golden ticket. You're there. Well,
Yes.
guess what?
Yeah.
You won that playoff game on the road. You got to get that home playoff game to keep your security.
Yes, you do. And also, too, Leo and Brian, don't forget that when you have a home playoff game, the economy in your town,
Oh, God.
you got people going to bars, you got people going to clubs, the hotel business, the whole hospitality thing all works out when you have playoff games. Everybody wins with a playoff game, no matter if you win or lose, because you have a ton of people that are always, staying at hotels. They come in for the game, they get pumped up for it, they enjoy it. That's why, and they spend money. And those of them who can, they spend money. And so that's what happens. All right. Arizona Cardinals still don't have a coach yet. They're a dumpster fire as well. Also, we talked about Buffalo, Cleveland. I'm hearing now they may have to go with Jim Schwartz if they can't get anybody else in there. Mike McDaniel turned that job down. And and some other people, I think they're going to bump up Jim Schwartz. They're going to have to. They don't have a coach yet either. Arizona, the Las Vegas Raiders, they don't have a coach.
In Baltimore, nothing in Baltimore yet.
No, Baltimore got Jesse Minter. They just hired.
Finally agreed on that. Okay.
Yeah. Jesse Minter is their new head coach. So I'm going to have Mike Sisak try to come on Tuesday. We're going to talk about.
He went there, and Hadley went to Miami, correct?
Yeah, Halfley went to Miami. Yes, and you know what? He's a good coach. He coached under Dave Wannstedt at Pitt. He also coached in Green Bay. He did pretty decent in Boston College. He got out of college because of the NIL, like Nick Saban did, and a few others. And I don't blame him for getting out. So Halfley
might as well coach in the NFL, because that's what it is now.
Exactly. You don't have that much aggravation. You don't have to worry about transfer portal and guys going here. You don't have to worry about restructuring your team every year. It's harder to be a college coach now than an NFL coach.
Absolutely.
So,
you know what, guys? What people fail to realize, here's an interesting fact.
You were a coach, Leo. You know what it is.
The Indiana roster was older than the roster for the Green Bay Packers. That was looking at BYU. I thought they were going on a mission, but what Signetti decided to do, I'm going to get older players. I'm going to get guys who are 22, 23, 24, 25.
Yes.
And we're going to put men out there. Sometimes they're playing against boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Ralph, I got a question for Leo. Hey, Leo, I got a good question for you. The draft is coming up, and this is something that somebody brought yesterday, and I want to get your intake on this one. If let's say you're coaching the Raiders, okay, just hypothetically, would you draft a quarterback, or would you want to build your offensive line other than getting a quarterback? What would you prefer the first? Since I know that you used to be a coach and stuff like that.
If I don't draft a quarterback, I'm trading that pick for as many picks as I can get to build up the roster. Now, Mendoza's got to be the guy you're looking at. And the one thing that came out of that college football playoff finals is that you are not questioning his toughness, period.
Yeah.
I mean, something that just is phenomenal. But it's such a crapshoot. You don't know what you're going to actually get till you get it. But I think that the Raiders are going to have to take Mendoza, because I don't think they can get as much as they want by trading that. Now, if that was a year ago with Cam Ward, or 2 years ago when you had all those quarterbacks coming out, you could have probably got 2 or 3 first-round picks. Right now, I don't think you'll get more than 1. So you might as well use it on the guy you got. But again, you're going to bring in a quarterback, but you're still going to have the 5 blocks of silly putty in front of him. You got to have to fill that offensive line quick. And I think that's what the head coach, when he comes in to interview, that's the first question he's asking of ownership. What he's asking of Davis, and what he's asking of Tom Brady, and Sizak, what the GM, what is your plan to make this offensive line into something that can protect the quarterback?
Lines of scrimmage is a very important thing here, guys. And
Ralph, it's not an important thing. It's the most important.
It's an important thing. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. And one other thing you got to understand as a new coach as well. Look at Aaron Glenn. He got egg on his face. He should have kept Aaron Rodgers there, because when you're a new coach like that, you should have an experienced quarterback to help you. And then also, if you're gonna get a quarterback in the draft, what you need to do is take the QB that you have that's experienced and let him manage the game, and then worry about your lines of scrimmage, like Leo said. And then that way, at least you have that. Let the quarterback manage the game, run the football, pass it a little bit there, and just let him manage it and win as you can. That's exactly.
Here's the trivia question.
Go ahead.
Who's the last quarterback that was drafted by a New York team that was successful?
Oh, gosh.
In New York.
Joe Namath.
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning. That's right. The Giants. That's right. Yeah.
But I really think that's why Moore decided to go back to Oregon. He didn't want to go to New York. And it's not necessarily the franchise. That media is like a bunch of sharks. You don't want to go in there. I mean, look at this. Sam Darnold got ruined down there.
Yes, he did.
There's so many guys that went in there, and it's not the team, it's the media, that it's just constant harassment, pressure. And I think somebody sat down with Moore and said, look, you go to the Jets. Do you want that? You could come back to school, probably make $2, $3, $4 million, and then come out the next year with something else. Because the bottom line is New York is what when it comes to dealing with sports media.
Oh, absolutely. And let me tell you this much too, guys, about the New York media. Somebody made a comment that they think that if Mike Tomlin was to go to one of the New York teams, I said this, and no one believed me, and no one listened. Now, Leo, just back me up here, okay? A statement I made that I said right here on this microphone that the New York media would eat him alive. Because you know what? That's the way they are there in New York. Their media is so brutal, like you said, Leo and Brian, that is so bad that a lot of players and coaches don't want to go there. I feel bad for John Harbaugh. He's
absolutely.
The Giants.
He has no idea.
No idea. None.
Remember what Yamamoto said when he found out that Pearl Harbor was a sneak attack? We have awoken a sleeping giant and filled him with a terrible resolve. Well, guess what? That sleeping giant is the media, and they're going after him from day one.
Oh, you know what? If Mike Tomlin thought Brooke Pryor was bad from ESPN, look out. All right. I forgot to do something here, and I normally don't do it.
Trying to pay the bills, Ralph. Go.
Yeah, I got to pay the bills.
Pay the bills. Got to pay the bills.
All right. We're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, 724-2010-500. We're in Studio 10 here in Berlin, Maryland. 724-2010-500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Get your furnace fixed by Mata. If it's not fixed now and you're freezing, get Mata there to fix it. The best in the business in Western Pennsylvania. Also, they offer snow melt and UV lighting. Now, you might ask me, well, what's snow melt? Well, snow melt is they come to your property and they will clean your property up with snow removal, and they will salt it that is snow melt. They will salt your area there or whatever, your driveway, your property, whatever it is you have. They will salt it there. And then also UV lighting is very important. Get out of your car and try to get into your house and it's dark and you can't see your way and you slip and fall. You don't want to do any of that. Also, lighting keeps thieves away. As soon as they see that light, they go running for cover. So Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, give them a call, 724-2010-500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland, 410-596-1681. Give Mike a call today. Mike Dotson Realty. This show will be uploaded today on to Amped Up Sports. Check out their website as well. Peter Blake has some shows on there. Leo Haggerty does some spots and a bunch of others on there as well. 95.5 KFC in Terrell, Texas. And I want to thank all of our radio folks that during the week when we're on the air on their stations and also on the TigerNation.com, Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri, and our friends in Hawaii and the Hawaii Sports Network, and all around the world, Africa, Australia, many other countries that we're in here involving the Sports Nuts Network. Also, Brandon Keeler and the Sports Nuts are on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now it's 7:30, 3 shows instead of 2. That's a great thing going on there as well. And one more sponsor for today that I want to talk about is our new one, Globe Life. Under the umbrella, it's called American Income Insurance, life insurance. Call American Income Insurance today for all your best life insurance. And Agent Tyler Terry, give him a call today, 814-592-0601. No matter where you live, no matter where you are, Tyler will take very good care of you. Give him a call today. He has the best life insurance that fits your budget. I'm going to tell you this right now. I was involved in 3 different estates in my lifetime, and it's not funny not to have insurance because your estate can go bye-byes if you don't do something with life insurance. Make sure you're covered. Make sure you have life insurance. Give Tyler Terry a call, 814-592-0601, American Income Insurance. All right, don't forget this afternoon, the Sports Corner radio show on AM 1250 in Pittsburgh, 92.5 on the FM dial. And don't forget the answer, pgh.com, to listen in and check us out today. We got a lot to talk about. Our guest, Ray Fittipaldo from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, will be on with us to talk about the Steeler coaching situation with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke, and Jim Frazier, and Luther Dupree. Claudio couldn't make the show this week, or will not be on the show this week due to a medical procedure. So say your prayers for Claudio, as he will be back with us next week. Also, coming February 8th, Ralph Williams, I'm invading Weekend Radio in Pittsburgh. Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is the Ralph Williams Show, and that's right here. All right, that video here, I got this little video clip. All right, that's the Ralph Williams Show every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., and Sunday morning, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Now, in Philadelphia on Wednesdays, the Ralph Williams Show, 3 to 4 p.m. 60 a.m. WWDB. This week I go live call-in show. And every 4th Wednesday of the month on Philadelphia's WWDB 860 a.m. Now, you talk about invading weekends. All right. Starting February 8th, which is a Sunday, on 6:20 a.m. WKHB, the Ralph Williams Show at 8 a.m. And then at 5 p.m., the Sports Corner radio show. We are invading weekends. I'm Ralph. RW Media Productions is taking over weekend radio in Pittsburgh. So I just want to let everyone know that. That's coming up February 8th. I told everybody up there that I'm coming to get you, and I am coming to get you. Watch the movie Rambo 2 when he grabs the mic and he goes, Murdoch, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to get everybody. I'm invading weekends. So there we go. All right. Okay, guys, let's get started here at our championship games this week. Denver versus New England in Denver with a backup quarterback. Brian, go ahead.
I'm actually going Denver this weekend. I think it's going to be – I think that he's going to show – I think he's going to play good. Not too much, but I do think that they'll come out doing different disguises for him. So yeah, I think Denver will win.
Okay. All right. You know what? I have a little faith in Denver. Sean Payton's a good coach. He was out of the loop for a little bit and came back. And, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. If they win with this backup quarterback, Denver's going to be dangerous going down the road the rest of the Yes, exactly. Leo, go ahead. Your thoughts. Denver versus New England. Give me a score. Brian, I'll get your score after Leo. Go ahead.
Okay.
Does this start to look like Nick Foles all of a sudden? Well,
Yeah.
Here's the scary thing, right? New England's going in there playing against a quarterback who hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years, okay? Yeah, advantage Patriots. Here's the problem, though. They got no film on this guy. Well, they're saying, well, we know him from 2 years. He's gotten either better or worse in 2 years. So Sean Payton's going into this game with a quarterback that no one knows what's going to happen because they have no film on it. And I'll tell you what, Denver may be the best home field advantage because of elevation. I mean, when you go to Denver, it is just crazy stupid how right away you just can't catch your breath. I mean,
the altitude's bad. Yeah.
It is terrible. I'm going to pick Denver because the quarterback in New England hasn't been down this road either. I'm going to pick it just because home field, but I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm thinking 2016 Denver.
Well, you know what, Leo? And I'm going to bring this up. It's been a defensive kind of year. I mean, a lot of these games have not been blowouts. You think about that for a second, okay? A lot of these games, including the playoffs, the divisional games, whatever, or the conference games, they have not been blowouts.
Yeah, and New
England have been close dogfights.
Yeah, and New England got lucky last week for two reasons. One, C.J. Stroud had a very, very bad game.
Yeah.
But the second thing was they got Houston in a snowstorm. So that's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you know something too, Leo. C.J. Stroud had a bad game against the Steelers. Houston practically gave us that game, and Pittsburgh did nothing to win that game. So C.J. Stroud is a quarterback that is vulnerable to that. So,
hey, Ralph, Leo,
yes.
I got a stat for you here that I just found. Denver, listen to this one. Denver leads the league with 68 sacks this season, tied with the New York Giants with 68 sacks in 1985 for the fifth most sacks in a regular season in history. So that might tell you a little bit more about Denver too on their defensive side. So they got 68 sacks this year. That leads the league. That's kind of impressive, though. You never see that, and never seen that one before.
No, you don't. No, you do not. You never see that at all, hardly. And I got to say this, and I want to do this because if I don't, Brandon's going to get mad at me. There you go. All right, there we are. So I had to take care of that. All right, my apologies to that. Also, if you're interested in doing any sponsorship advertising with RW Media Productions, listen, February 8th, I'm invading weekends in Pittsburgh. That's more airtime for me. And if you're interested in some sponsorship advertising, that's more airtime for you, for your business. Call me today, 412-545-4317, or email me, RalphWilliams737@gmail.com. It's what you get. All my radio shows, which will include the two new ones. That is, you get 5 up in Pittsburgh and 1 in Philadelphia. That's 6 radio shows. Plus, you get my podcasts here, which includes this show. Tuesdays, Wrestle Talk and Sports Corner. Wednesdays, Ralph's Opinion Show. You get all that, plus this show here. Plus, you get my website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. You get all that in one package deal, and it's affordable for you in your budget as a business. So don't forget about sponsorship advertising with RW Media Productions and the Sports Nuts. Don't forget to tune into all of our programming. Brian Pettit, we do live stream play-by-plays. PENSMAN Sports, he does a lot of shorts and stuff coming up in February. I'm going to be doing a lot of Ralph reports. I'm going to be doing a lot of shorts. putting them out there on social media. Don't forget to tune in our platforms and please subscribe. Leo said 2016. Brian, what's your score for this game?
I'm gonna go 24. I'm gonna go kind of a little higher. I'm gonna say about 28-21. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with New England 24, and the kicker wins the game. New England 24, Denver 21. I do like smoking Jim Frazier. My co-host does. He always does 34-32, and he always says either whatever game the Steelers are in or whoever's in whatever game, he always does 34-32. I always do 24-21. So there you go. All right, next. All right, here we go. The NFC game: Seattle versus the Los Angeles Rams. This game is going to be another dogfight. Both of these games that they played in the regular season went into overtime, each of them splitting a game. So this is going to be, I think, the game of the day. Leo, start with you. Go. Seattle, LA Rams.
Well, they played twice, and the Rams won by 2 points the first time, and Seattle won by 1 point.
1 point.
With the famous whistle-blown dead fumble recovery for a touchdown. So we're not going to see that. Guys, Seattle's defense hasn't given up a touchdown in 3 games. I don't think that's going to change. If you've ever been to Seattle to Lumen Field, it will rival Kansas City as the loudest outdoor facility. And it's because the way the stadium's built. They have an overhang over the stadium, over where the fans sit. So that sound goes up and pops back down. It is loud. It is from the get-go. It is loud. I think Seattle wins again. I think, again, it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think this one's going to be 17-13 Seahawks.
All right, There you go. Brian, go ahead.
I think Seahawks, with their defense, like Leo said, their defense is very strong. And I don't see how, what they did to 49ers last week, even though the 49ers were handicapped with a lot, and what they've been doing, I think their defense is pretty strong. I'm gonna say 24-3 because I don't think the Rams are gonna score. I think they'll have to kick a field goal. So that's what that. But anyway, Ralph must be doing something. Hey, Leo, I got a question for you. While he's gone, what do you think? I know that you live down there in Florida and everything. What do you think about?
I'm sorry, guys. I had to take a phone call. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Did you tell President Trump hello for us?
Yes, I did. So, all right. So, all right, guys. I'm sorry I had to get off the air here. I had to take an important phone call. Go ahead.
No, Leo and Ralph, what do you think about Trevor Lawrence? And then you can go back to that question, Ralph, on yours. What do you think about Trevor Lawrence could be the MVP this year of what things happen? We talked about this a little bit last night.
Yeah, Leo knows a lot about Liam Cohen.
Yeah,
yeah.
If he'd have gotten a little farther in the playoffs, yes. But now what's nice is he's going to have the same head coach and the same coordinator 2 years in a row. That hasn't happened before.
No. He had Urban Meyer and he had Doug Peterson. And,
Yeah. And it just now, and Liam Cohen has just turned these guys loose, which is great. And usually it takes a while to get used to a new system. Now he's going to walk into a system he already knows. I mean, we're looking at, and that's the thing in Buffalo. That's why Joe Brady may have such an inroad, or Brian DeBall may have such an inroad in Buffalo, because his system is already into the mind of Josh Allen.
Yes, it is. Yes. And if Joe Brady stays, that's going to be a good thing for them. If he goes, Josh Allen's going to have to learn a new offense. And a lot of these quarterbacks do. Look at Baker Mayfield. He's had to learn, a new offense for 3 years in a row. Liam Cohen.
4 now. He's coming. He's coming with another new guy.
Right. Dave Canellis. I want to
I got a feeling it's going to be a lot of what he had with Liam Cohen.
Right, exactly. All right.
Coming from that same tree of Sean McDade.
Oh yeah, I want to say thanks, or I want to say thank you to Mickey Delaney for tuning in. Josh Dorr. Also, we have Freddie here, who's also tuning in, and Steve from the south side of Pittsburgh. Thank you for tuning in as well. Dugout, thank you for tuning in. All you guys in the comments section, I appreciate your comments, except for the last couple here that just came up. They're staying where they are. In fact, I'm going to get rid of them actually. So there you go. All right. Okay, there we go. See, delete comment. There we go. That's exactly what I've done. All right, guys, I need a score, Brian, for you on this game. Go ahead. What do you think?
What on which one?
On the Seattle Rams game. I'm saying
Seattle. I picked Seattle.
All right, good. I'm taking Seattle in this game. Like Leo said, Lumen Field can be like that, and I like Seattle's defense, and I like the fact that Sam Darnold's on a roll, and that Clint Kubiak is our offensive coordinator, coaching possible head coaching candidate around the league. I think he could be going to Arizona. He could even go to Cleveland. I don't know if he'll take that job. I wouldn't. But anyway, that's me. All right. But let's go down the road a little bit here. I'm going to say 24-21 as usual, like I do, like Smoking Jim does. I'm going to repeat his sentiment. 24-21, the kicker wins the game. All right. I'm taking Seattle, by the way. So let's go into this coaching thing real fast here. Jesse Minter in Baltimore, Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta, Jeff Hafley, Miami. Let's see what else we got here. We got a few other ones. And John Harbaugh with the Giants. Let's start with John Harbaugh real quick here. Leo, go ahead.
Good luck. Everybody's saying that the Giants are going to get better and better and better. It's not about the X's and O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And yes, if the Giants are healthy, they got some really nice weapons on offense. They have a great defensive line. The problem was they're going to play Washington with the Jaden Daniels. They're going to play the Eagles with that offensive and defensive line they have, and they're going to have to play Dallas twice a year. So that's going to be a problem. I don't think you're going to – everybody's saying, well, they're going to go jump into the playoffs. Well, that's looking at New England, who had the number 4 schedule. New York is going to have a weaker schedule, but still they're in a tough division. New England, they got to play the Jets and Miami twice.
Yes.
That helps a whole lot. So yeah, it's a good hire, but I'll tell you what, guys, he's looking at a mountain to go up.
How about Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta? What do you guys think about that, Brian? We'll start with you on this one. Go ahead.
I think it'll be a good hire. I mean, he's going to have to like all these coaches is you're going to have to look at the whole entire roster of the NFL because, as we all say, you only get to last 5 years, and then you can be looking. So you better look very hard of what you got in Atlanta. And you got to look at draft picks. You got to look at quarterback. You got to look at the running back. You got to look at some of the tight ends. You got to look at the whole entire scheme if you're getting a new situation because your whole attitude changes when you go to a team that you've been up. And hi, Devin. Welcome in. And
Devin. And how about Steel City Luke here? Yes, I want to welcome Steel City Sports World. Tune in Wednesdays, 9 o'clock, YouTube, Facebook. Luther Dupree is the host, along with myself, Smoking Jim Frazier, Big Row, and Rome, and also Fillmore. We break down all this stuff with the Steelers and everything else. It's a great sports show. Check it out. Also, Luther is on with me this afternoon at 2 o'clock for the Sports Corner radio show with Claudio Rosano, Smoking Jim Frazier, and myself. But this week, Claudio had a medical procedure. Prayers for him. He's recovering. He's doing well. So he'll be back with us next week. And don't forget February 8th, 620 WKHB, 8 a.m., the Ralph Williams Show, 5 p.m., the Sports Corner Radio Show, 6:20 a.m., WKHB. I'm invading Pittsburgh radio for weekends, and I'm loving every minute of it. And I want to thank Luther, Claudio, and Smoking Jim and everyone who has supported my brand, and also Brandon Keeler from the Sports Nuts Network as well. So here, let me go back to the comments here. I pushed the wrong button. All right. Also, I want to acknowledge Devin here. Cyberuski said, "What's going on? How are you, Cyberuski?" And so there you go. All right. Well, we're going to take this comment's going off too. So let me find it and get it out of here. Oh no, I can't do that. I can't seem to get it off of there, but that's okay. I'm not going to post it. So there you go. All right. Let's get our closing thoughts here and let's wrap this up here. Leo Haggerty, go ahead. How can people get a hold of you and find some of your fine work? Go ahead.
Go to Amped Up Sports. You can catch I write a daily column. I do a daily post on YouTube. So go there. I'm going to put that up probably in the next hour. And a lot happening in Tampa right now. So
yeah,
the Lightning are on fire.
That's what I hear.
Haven't lost in 15 games. Wow.
So what's the Rays up to, Leo? Real quick here, are they playing in their field, or are they going to be playing in the Yankees field again?
No, they're going to be playing at Tropicana. It's supposedly,
really?
Unless something drastic happens, they're going to play there. Plus, they're talking about the new stadium being built right there across from Raymond James.
Whoa! Wow! I thought there was some fighting going on down there for a little bit. Wasn't there about putting it in St. Pete and whatever?
Oh yeah, they're
going on down there.
This is again preliminary. They haven't signed anything. Dotted the I's and crossed the T's. But you know what? That would be a great move because now you got the parking for Raymond James to use, and you're sitting right there off of Dale Mabry, the main drag.
Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Bryan Pettitt, go ahead. How can people get a hold of you and your closing thoughts? Go ahead.
You can find me on pretty much all the platforms under Tiger Stripes Media, X, YouTube, and also Facebook. You can just type in my name as Bryan Pettitt on Facebook. I'm also affiliated with the Sports Nuts. So, yeah, we're on the Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. So, stay tuned to that. And also on Saturdays, I'm on here. So, yeah. And also, we'll be doing a little bit of NASCAR on there, too. So, yeah.
Yeah, Brian's getting into NASCAR. He's going to be doing some play-by-play on some stuff. Check out all of our social media platforms for all of our fine shows that we have. And also, please like and subscribe. Ralph Williams, RW Media, YouTube, Facebook. I'm also on Twitter X. Please follow me on Twitter and also on Facebook. And please help me out on LinkedIn. I want to tell you, I need 150 followers. And once I get there, I get to broadcast all my shows live. But I need 150. So please help me out with that on LinkedIn. All right. If I get 150 followers, I can broadcast my shows live on LinkedIn, which gives us another platform. And don't forget to check our shorts out on TikTok and on also on Instagram and Facebook. We have a bunch of shorts that we put out all the time from this program. This show also will be uploaded not only on Amped Up Sports, but it'll be uploaded on my website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. And also it'll be uploaded onto draftnation.com, which we're affiliated with as well. Joe Kuglis and the gang do a fine job. They're getting ready for the 2026 NFL draft, which will be in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm still 50-50 as to whether I'm going to go. I want to go, but I don't want to deal with the traffic headaches. And I don't feel like paying $1,000 a night for a room. So there you go. All right. But I have an opportunity to go, but I have to stay a half hour out of town, and I don't feel like dealing with the traffic trying to get into the city. So we'll see about that as we go. All right. But I'm still 50-50 as to whether I'm going or not. I want to go. I want to be there, meet my friends, and say hello to everybody there as well, back in the Berg, as well as Peter Blake calls me the bodyguard of the Berg. Well, I'm the bodyguard of Berlin, Maryland now. So there you go. Instead. So there you are. Stirring up a stew pot down here. I love doing that. So there you go. All right. Thank you, everyone, for participating this morning. We'll be back next Saturday here at 10 a.m. for the Saturday Sports Show. I want to thank everybody last Sunday for us. We had to move the show to Sunday at 6 p.m. because I had another obligation. But we're here this week, and we'll be back next week. Same time, same channel. Don't forget to tune into us, and don't forget the Sports Nuts Network. Tune into them. And we're on radio stations all across the country in Texas, Louisiana, New Mexico, Buffalo. We're all over the place. And don't forget to tune in on our radio platforms as well. For Leo Haggerty, Brian Pettit, I'm Ralph Williams. Have yourself a great one. And please, by all means, with the snow coming, please be safe. Thank you.
Yeah, be safe.